consider to be told what to do cosmetically with their property.
Very good.
I mean, that's a very significant question because I don't see whose business it is if I build a 37-foot high house and how that affects the water at all, because I don't see any explanation, no explanation was offered. That's when we learned that this is apparently a cosmetic consideration being made about our property. Now, as far as other things go, I'm fairly aware because I used to live in Hot Springs, and a lot of people live in a lake called Hamilton, and there's another one called Lake Catherine. People drink out of those lakes. It's amazing. I drank out of those lakes for 3 or 4 years that I lived down there, and I never got sick one time. So I'm assuming that there's some sort of water filtration system in place through the modern technology that allows people to drink out of those lakes. And why that's significant is because even though there's not a lot of development out there right now, even though the whites haven't decided to turn their property into a subdivision when they live on Brindle Creek, doesn't mean that their kids or grandkids might not have value in that land 30, 40, or 50 years from now that they will never be able to realize because somebody decided that it might, one, not be cosmetically pleasing to somebody in Little Rock, or two, might pollute the lake when modern technology will allow us to clean that water and make it perfectly drinkable, like the water out of Bruce Ferry, the water out of Peach Lake, the water out of Lake Catherine, the water out of Lake Hamilton. So apparently, we're supposed to set aside a significant portion of our property. My dad spoke earlier.
I only got 46
I
minutes.
may not want to live out there in the future. So the value of that property for me and for my kids, if I ever have any, will be in whether or not we can subdivide that. And if the city of Little Rock were to grow like Chenal is, there's more houses per square acre in Chenal than there are apparently allowed in the watershed area. So apparently, because the county hasn't determined whether or not it's economically feasible, are we just supposed to give up the value, the potential value of our land, not just the current value, but the potential value of our land? And that is in the use of subdivisions that may have quarter-acre lots or 8-acre lots, like very common in Little Rock. All because somebody decided that, well, it might pollute the lake, even though we already know the technology through filtration systems can solve that problem. So I guess ultimately my question is, why is it that we're not free to choose to do what we want to do with our property? And one of the things you said was there might be some obnoxious use of the land that we're being protected from ourselves, basically, because Mr. White may decide to put in something that I don't like next door and it's nice or like go buy a house. That's kind of the risk that you take when you live in a rural area anyway.
Yeah.
When we do that, we move our town. Cosmetic things that have nothing to do with watershed, and then why is it that nobody has decided to find out how much is it going to cost us to improve our filtration system so maybe we can build sky-rise condos on the lake? I like driving out there, and it's nice to look at it, but I'm perfectly happy to drive around Lake Hamilton. It's pretty lake to be on too, and people live on it. So why are we being picked on? Why won't y'all just go ahead and tell us what we cost to improve filtration system so that we don't lose? And our
It's not about water filtration at all. It's about land grab. It's all through.